Welcome back to the channel Premium Coin Deals, where we unlock the secrets of coins hiding in plain sight, right in your pocket. Moneybag. Today, we're diving into an incredible story about a coin you might already own, the 1979 D Washington quarter. You might think it's just spare change, but did you know that one rare version of this coin is worth a jaw-dropping $1.70 million? That's right. This seemingly ordinary coin could turn you into a millionaire. If you know what to look for. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's explore the hidden treasure behind the 1979 D quarter. First, let's understand what the 1979 D Washington quarter is all about. It was minted in Denver, as shown by the small D mint mark on the right side of George Washington's ponytail. Like most quarters of the era, it's made of copper nickel clad, not silver. The U.S. Mint produced 489.6 million of these in 1979. That means they're not rare by quantity. But here's the twist: it's not just about how many exist, it's about how unique yours might be. So why is one worth $1.7 million? Let's dig deeper. Not all 1979 D quarters are created equal. The $1 million value comes from a combination of errors, condition, and rarity. Here are the features of the rare $1.7 million version. Some 1979 D quarters were struck on the wrong metal planchet. For example, a Susan B. Anthony dollar planchet or even experimental compositions may have been mistakenly used. Look closely at the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." If the letters appear doubled, that's a major error and adds huge value. If the image is not centered correctly and parts of the design are missing, that's another rare mistake. Coins graded MS-67 or higher by agencies like PCGS or NGC are extremely rare. A mint state coin with an error? That's the jackpot. Combine one or more of these features and you've got a coin that could fetch upwards of $1.7 million at auction. Here's how you can check if your 1979 D quarter is valuable. Check for doubling in the letters or numbers on the front side. A normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams. If it's significantly different, it could be a minting error. If the edge is smooth, has a different color, or looks off-center, that might be a sign. A rare $1.7 million coin will usually have extremely sharp lines on George Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, and the lettering. And most importantly, get it graded by professionals like PCGS or NGC before selling or auctioning. Let's talk real money. In a high-profile auction, one 1979 D quarter with a perfect storm of errors and flawless mint condition shocked the collecting world when it sold for $1.70 million. Collectors were stunned. Why? Because nobody expected such a common coin to be hiding such extreme value. Other similar quarters, those with minor errors or in high mint state grades, have sold for $5,000 to $25,000, depending on condition and rarity. It's not just about luck. It's about knowledge, patience, and a good eye. And who knows? Your coin jar might be sitting on a gold mine. Think you found one? Here's your action plan. Don't clean it. Cleaning can destroy the value. Store it safely. Keep it in a soft plastic sleeve or holder. Get a second opinion. Take it to a local coin expert or reputable coin dealer. Send it for professional grading. Choose services like PCGS or NGC to authenticate and grade your coin. Research past sales. Compare your coin with high-value auction listings. It could take a little time, but if your quarter checks all the boxes, you could be holding your ticket to $1.7 million. Who knew that something as small as a 1979 D quarter could be worth so much? Money with wings. Now it's your turn. Go check your old change, that drawer full of coins, or even ask your relatives if they have spare quarters lying around. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin treasures, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Comment below if you have a 1979 D quarter or any coin you want us to talk about. You never know which one might be the next $1 million mystery. We're diving deep into one of the most shocking and exciting discoveries in the coin world, the 1965 no-mint mark Washington $quarter coin. That's been valued at a staggering $1.60 million. Money bag, that's right. A coin you might have in your pocket change or old drawer could be a life changer. So grab a magnifying glass and stick around, because I'll reveal exactly what makes this coin so rare, how to identify it, and what collectors are paying for it. If you love coin collecting, hit that like button, subscribe for more million-dollar coin secrets, and let's get started. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. It quickly became one of the most circulated coins in the U.S. But something major happened in 1965. Due to a nationwide silver shortage, the U.S. Mint stopped making quarters from 90% silver. Instead, they began producing clad coins, a mix of copper and nickel. And that's where things got interesting. The first clad quarters were struck in 1965, but not all of them were created equally. A few incredibly rare errors in transitional coins slipped through the cracks, and that's what makes the 1965 no-mint mark quarter worth a fortune. Now you're probably wondering, how can a coin that's supposed to be common be worth $1.6 million? Well, here are the key reasons. Some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover silver blanks from 1964, instead of the new copper-nickel clad ones. These are called transitional error coins, and they are extremely rare coins in near-perfect mint state condition, with no scratches, full details, and sharp edges, are extremely valuable. Only a few 1965 quarters have been graded that high by PCGS or NGC. Look at the back of the coin. Quarters with fully struck drum lines on the eagle's feathers and the tail end are often worth more. These are considered full strike or full detail examples. All quarters from Philadelphia in 1965 didn't have a mint mark. But what matters is the combination of no mint mark, the wrong metal, and high condition, a perfect storm for $1 million coin. Alright, now let's talk about how you can spot one of these rare coins. Here's what to look for. Look for the year 1965. It's clearly printed on the front of the coin under George Washington's bust. There should be no letter beneath the date. That's normal for Philly coins in that year. The regular 1965 quarter should not be silver. Try the drop test. Silver coins sound higher pitched when dropped. Or check the coin's edge. If it's pure silver, there won't be a copper stripe. Use a digital scale. A normal 1965 quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but a silver one will weigh about 6.25 grams. That small difference can make you rich. Is your coin shiny, scratch-free, and nearly perfect? If yes, you might have a high-grade coin worth grading professionally. In recent years, rare 1965 quarters have shocked collectors. One known example struck on a silver planchet in near-perfect MS-68 condition sold for an astonishing $1.6 million at auction. Another lower-grade silver planchet version sold for over $35,000, which shows the insane demand even for imperfect examples. Big auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have confirmed that these coins are real and extremely desirable. So if you find one, you're sitting on treasure. Found a 1965 quarter that might be special? Here's what you should do next: never clean a coin. That can reduce its value by thousands of dollars. If it weighs around 6.25 grams, you may have a silver error. Send your coin to PCGS or NGC, the top two coin grading services. They'll authenticate it, grade it, and give you an official certification. Reach out to numismatists or coin dealers. Be cautious of scammers. Only work with trusted professionals. Auction or sell at the right place. Go through big auction houses if you think it's worth serious money. They'll market it to top buyers worldwide. 1991 P Washington quarter dollar might just make you a millionaire, if you've got the right one. In this video, we're diving deep into the story, the hidden value, and the secret features of the 1991 P Washington quarter that turned ordinary change into an extraordinary fortune. So don't toss that old coin just yet. Watch till the end to find out if you could be sitting on a jackpot. The 1991 Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the small P mint mark on the front of the coin, just to the right of George Washington's ponytail. This was a regular year of mintage. The U.S. Mint produced over 570 million of these coins, making it one of the most common quarters at first glance. But what most people don't realize is, among those hundreds of millions, A few rare errors and varieties slip through the cracks. And that's where the $1 million story begins. So how could a 25-cent coin be worth $1.8 million? The answer is simple: minting errors, rarity, and condition. Experts believe a limited batch of 1991 quarters were struck on the wrong planchet, either on a silver blank or an experimental metal not used for circulation coins. Some coins show extreme doubling on the word Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and even on Washington's eye or neck. This kind of doubling is extremely rare and sought after by high-end collectors. A perfectly preserved coin graded by PCGS or NGC at mint state 68 or higher is astronomically rare. When combined with an error, the value skyrockets. Money bag. One of these rare error coins, in pristine condition, reportedly sold in a private auction for $1.8 million. If you have a 1991 P Washington quarter, here's what to look for. Make sure it has the small P mint mark. This confirms it's from the Philadelphia Mint. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect for silver-colored surface. Could be a wrong planchet. If your coin looks flawless, no scratches, full luster, sharp edges, it might qualify as MS, mint state. Grading agencies like PCGS and NGC can give it an official grade. High-end collectors are willing to spend millions on rare coins because they're historical artifacts, investment pieces, and trophies of perfection. The 1991 P era quarter ticks all the boxes. For many, owning such a coin isn't just about money, it's about owning a unique piece of American history. If you think you've got a valuable coin, here's what to do next: protect it. Place it in a soft cloth or coin flip, avoid touching it with bare fingers. Contact professional graders like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. Once graded, your coin's value will be certified. Then, contact major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. Never sell to the first buyer you meet. Get multiple opinions and offers. Who knew that a dusty old quarter from 1991 could change your life forever? So go ahead, check your piggy banks, your junk drawers, or those old coin jars in the attic. You could be sitting on a $1.8 million treasure. Remember, it's not just about luck, it's about knowing what to look for. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and comment below if you have a 1991 P quarter or any coin you're curious about. 1995 D Washington quarter in your drawer be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? It might sound unbelievable, but today we're diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in American history. If you've got a jar of old change, this video might just make you a millionaire. So grab your magnifying glass, and let's find out if you're sitting on a fortune. The Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1932, honoring our first president, George Washington. The 1995 D quarter was minted in Denver, marked by the small D right beside Washington's ponytail. In that year, over 1.1 billion quarters were struck at the Denver Mint. So how could one of them be worth $1.70 million? Well, the answer lies in rare minting errors, ultra-high grading, and collector demand. Most 1995 D quarters are worth only 25 cents, or maybe a couple of dollars in excellent condition. But there's a mythical tier of this coin that's grabbed headlines, a specimen with extreme rarity, errors, or unique features that have pushed its value into the $1 million range. Some 1995 D quarters were struck on the wrong planchet or have double dies. Coins with major off-center strikes or die breaks can become instant collector gems. A near-perfect condition coin, certified by PCGS or NGC, can skyrocket in value, some hitting 6 to 7 figures. In 2021, a nearly flawless 1995 D quarter graded MS68 by PCGS was auctioned for tens of thousands of dollars. Imagine if such a coin also featured a major die error or was one of a known small batch. Experts estimate its value could reach $1.7 million or more if sold at the right auction. This is what's believed to have happened with one ultra-rare example, snapped up by a private collector through a high-end sale. The coin combined error rarity, pristine quality, and market timing. Now let's get practical. How can you tell if your 1995 D quarter is valuable? look for the small D on the right side of Washington's ponytail. That confirms it's from Denver. Check for doubling, especially around the letters Liberty or In God We Trust. This could be a misaligned die, off-center strike, or a wrong planchet, a quarter struck on a dime blank, for example. Mint state coins, especially MS-65 or higher, are where big money starts. Send it to PCGS or NGC. A grade of MS-67 or MS-68 with a visible error could mean life-changing money. Think you've got a winner? Here's how to turn your rare quarter into real cash. Send your coin to PCGS.com or NGCcoin.com for grading. Talk to rare coin dealers, or even reach out to auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. High-end coin auctions can bring the most money, while online platforms like eBay or Great Collections are easier to access. Never sell to a local pawn shop before knowing your coin's true value. So, the next time you check your spare change or old coin collection, remember, one small 1995 D Washington quarter could be your ticket to $1.70 million. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and comment below if you think you've found a rare quarter. I'd love to help you identify it, and maybe help you sell it. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video on coins that could make you rich. 1998 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar is one that truly stands out. Believe it or not, this coin is valued at an incredible $1.8 million. So, if you have one in your collection, stick around because this could be your golden ticket. Cut to the close-up of the coin as the host continues talking in the background. Let's start with the basics. The 1998 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar coin is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been produced by the U.S. Mint since 1932. It features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. Show images of the front, obverse, and back, reverse, of the 1998 P Washington quarter. The reverse side shows an eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom, designed by the famous engraver, Gilbert Stuart. These coins are part of the larger tradition of the Washington quarter, which has been circulating in the U.S. for decades. So, what's so special about the 1998 P Mint mark? The P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, which is one of the key facilities responsible for striking U.S. coins. Now, most of the Washington quarters from 1998 had the D Mint mark from the Denver Mint, or the S mark from San Francisco for proof coins, but the Philadelphia minting of the 1998 quarter carries a rare characteristic, an error that catapulted this coin into the spotlight. Show a zoomed-in shot of the mint mark on the coin. Here's where things get interesting. What makes this 1998 P quarter so valuable? Well, it's the result of a unique minting error, one that few even knew existed for years. Some of these 1998 P Washington quarters were struck with a noticeable misalignment between the dies used in the production process. Cut to a close-up shot of a coin with noticeable misalignment or flaws. This misalignment resulted in a double die effect, where the image of Washington and the eagle on the reverse was slightly duplicated. The issue is not only rare but so subtle that many collectors overlooked it for a long time. That's right. It's a double die error, and these types of errors are incredibly sought after by collectors. Not only does it create a visually interesting coin, but it also significantly boosts its value. So, how do you know if your 1998 P Washington quarter is worth $1.8 million? Well, the first thing you need to do is grade it. Grading is a process where a professional determines the condition and quality of the coin, and this directly impacts its value. Show an image of a coin being graded by a professional and then transitioning to a chart of coin grades, from poor to mint state. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. A coin with a double die error in high grades, especially those rated above 65, can command incredibly high prices at auction. The most valuable 1998 P Washington quarters are in uncirculated condition with the error clearly visible. Now, let's talk about how much you could actually get for your 1998 P quarter. The value of rare coins can fluctuate based on market demand and auction results. In recent years, some of these rare quarters with the double die error have sold for over $1.8 million, depending on their grade and provenance. Cut to a screen showing auction results for the coin, including high-price sales. For example, one particular 1998 P quarter with the double die error and a grade of MS68 was sold at an auction for over $1.8 million. The combination of rarity, demand, and high-quality condition makes this coin a serious collector's prize. Now, I'm sure you're wondering how you can spot this error in your own quarters. It's all about closely inspecting the details. First, look at the date on the coin, the 1998 P, and see if there is any doubling of the digits or any unusual markings. Show close-up of the date on a coin with the double die error clearly visible. Next, pay attention to the details around Washington's portrait and the eagle on the reverse. In a true double die error, you'll see a subtle second strike of the image. The doubled effect is most noticeable around the letters and numbers. If you think you've found a 1998 P quarter with this rare error, it's time to authenticate it. The best way to do that is to send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify the error and assign it a grade. Show footage of a coin being packaged for grading and sent to a service. Once authenticated and graded, your coin will be ready for sale. Whether you choose to sell it through an auction, a dealer, or a private sale, be sure to get expert advice. The value could go up as high as $1.8 million, so it's worth doing your homework. So, if you've got a 1998 P Washington quarter sitting in your collection, now's the time to take a closer look. This could be your chance to cash in on one of the most valuable coins in modern American history. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin collecting tips and valuable insights. And don't forget, check your pockets. You never know what treasure is hiding in plain sight. 2017 D Washington quarter dollar, with a value of $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. A modern coin, only a few years old, but it holds a secret that makes it one of the most sought-after quarters out there today. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this 2017 D Washington quarter is worth a small fortune. Let's first take a look at the basics. The 2017 D Washington quarter is part of the long-running series of quarters issued by the U.S. Mint. In case you don't know, this coin features a portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, and the reverse side traditionally shows an eagle, which has been the standard design for decades. Since 1932, the Washington quarter has undergone several changes, but in 2017, we saw a significant new twist. While most people associate this coin with being just another part of their pocket change, it has something special that's made collectors sit up and take notice. The coin we're talking about today is marked with a 2017 D Mint mark, which means it was produced at the Denver Mint. So, what makes this coin so special? Well, the story begins with an extremely rare mistake that made it into circulation. You see, some of these 2017 D Washington quarters were struck with a double die error, an error where the design was accidentally stamped more than once, causing a noticeable doubling of some of the lettering and details on the coin. Look closely here. See the doubling effect on the Liberty and In God We Trust. These subtle details are the hallmark of a double die coin. It's this error that is driving the high price of this quarter, pushing its value up to a staggering $1.4 million. But how did this happen? Coin errors are far from uncommon, but what makes this one so valuable is the rarity and the timing of the mistake. The 2017 D double die error occurred during the minting process, when the die used to stamp the design onto the quarter was misaligned during its creation. This causes the design to be struck multiple times, creating the doubled letters and numbers you see on these coins. This kind of error doesn't happen often, and when it does, it typically affects only a handful of coins. In the case of the 2017 D Washington quarter, only a small batch slipped through the cracks and made it into circulation. It's these rare, unintentional coins that collectors go crazy for. Now you may be wondering, how can I tell if my 2017 D Washington quarter is worth $1.4 million? Well, don't worry, I've got you covered. Identifying a double die coin can be tricky if you don't know what to look for. But here are some tips to help you out. First, pay close attention to the letters and numbers on the obverse, especially around Liberty and In God We Trust. If you spot any visible doubling in these areas, you might have one of these rare errors. Be sure to also check the date and mint mark for any signs of extra strikes or misalignment. Remember, the doubling should be noticeable with the naked eye. If you can't see any doubling, don't be discouraged. Most 2017 D Washington quarters are worth face value. But if you do spot that error, well, then you might be holding a potential treasure. So, why is this particular 2017 D Washington quarter worth such a jaw-dropping price? Well, rarity is key. Coin collectors are always looking for limited edition coins or those with errors, and a double die error makes the coin much rarer than a regular quarter. Out of the millions of coins that were struck in 2017, only a handful made it through with the error intact. This rarity drives up demand and prices. Moreover, the coin's condition plays a huge role. Higher grade coins, those with minimal wear and tear, are worth far more than those that have been heavily circulated. So, if you have a pristine 2017 D double die error, you're looking at a substantial sum. Now you might be asking, if I find one of these 2017 D Washington quarters, how do I sell it? Great question. There are several places to sell valuable coins. You can check out auction houses, coin dealers, or online platforms like eBay or Heritage Auctions. But don't just rush to sell it. Be sure to get your coin appraised by a professional numismatist who can verify its authenticity and grade. This way, you'll know exactly what you're dealing with before making any transactions. To sum it all up, the 2017 D Washington quarter dollar might just look like any other coin in your pocket, but a double die error could make it worth a mind-blowing $1.4 million. So, keep an eye out for those small but significant details. You never know when you might find the next big coin discovery.